Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another video where we're going to be talking about amplifiers. Stay tuned.
I'm out here, y'all. Peace.
As the title suggests, we're going to be talking about amplifiers, but not any amplifiers, but the ones I have. Now, we're going to start off with these two amplifiers. These are the Behringer EPX4000s. They actually, in fact, they're Europower, so it's one of the Europower range. I use these for my bass bins because the power that comes out of these amplifiers is not actually 4,000 watts. They're actually 2,000 watts per channel. And the reason why they're called 4,000 is because it's the peak power that they have, which they don't actually go to. And so 2,000 watts, 1,000 watts per channel. And if you divide that up, you're looking at least 500 watts per sub if you have them at a 4 ohm load, as I mentioned in the previous video about speakers. These do have a small amount of weight to them, but honestly the power to weight ratio on these is actually really good, and I'll give you more details about these amps as well as my other amps, which I'm going to talk about a little later on. So I'm going to now talk to you about these three amps. These are the Behringer Inuke3000s and the Inuke Inuke1000. And these two are the 3,000 watt amplifiers. In fact, it's 1,500, and you divide that up to your general power. And I actually use these ones for my top end, so my dual cabinets, the VP2520s, and my other single cone ones, 1520s. Honestly, the power to weight ratio on these amplifiers is quite astonishing. In fact, the D-class amplifiers, which means that they're lightweight, by honestly less than like 2 kilos, honestly. Now my Inuke1000, this one is actually like 500 watts, or about 250 watts per channel. This is for my monitor system, which honestly, having the two floor mount speakers that I have on this amp, I actually don't need much power out of it, seriously, because it's still got enough power for the weight it has. And obviously I'll give you more details about those three amps a little later on. Now, this is my medium rig. As you can tell, it's slightly smaller, and so I've got an American Audio VLP 1500. Now that's the true power that this amplifier has, and I actually use this amplifier for my bins, Like I can't remember the exact ratio, but it's 750 watts per channel, and then half 750 per sub at 4 ohms. So it's 325 watts approximately per sub if I have 4 subs on this. But I actually mainly use 2 subs, but only coming from the one channel. Because if I had 1 sub per channel, that's overkill for the sub. In fact, it'll just blow the subs. It's heavy as hell. You're looking about some in the region of 8 to 15 kilos for this 1 amp. And as some of you know, the better quality the amps are, the heavier they are. But as technology goes, you're looking, especially for a mobile DJ myself, you're looking at lighter and lighter stuff for carrying around with. But honestly, that amp is a killer if you're not careful with it. I know that there are a couple of other amps like this, one at a lower rating and one at a higher rating. So I got somewhere in the middle for this. Now, for my next amp, this is the Inuke3000 as I talked about down there. It's exactly the same power as before, everything's the same, so don't need to talk much about that. But the descriptions of all these amps will be in the description down below. Now, I'm going to be talking about these 2 amps now. So the bottom one is the Inuke1000, as I talked about in my larger amp rack, which I'm not going to talk about now because it's exactly the same on the monitor system. But I've got right. This is the other amp that I used to have in that rig, and it's a Kam KD1000. And obviously, again, it's the same power, 500 watts RMS, 250 watts per channel. And again, I used to have this one as a bass amp, so I could have 4 subs on that rig. But obviously, being a smaller rig, I don't need 4 subs. So it's it's again, it's no more than 10 kilos for this one, and it's digital, so it's really good. But I don't use digital anymore. As you can tell, I'm standing in front of my speakers. As you've seen at the beginning of the video, these are the speakers that I actually talked about. I've got 14 in total, so and I need more, funny enough, because I am building another rig. So I'll be having 4 rigs in total. So, that being said, now at least you know something about my amplifiers, and why not send in pictures of your rig setups to send my rig in at hotmail.com. I'll put the email in the video and description down below. So I'll put in, obviously I'll